Oh. You guys have not been able to hear me for a bit, I reckon. Just realized my mic settings were not correct. I hate when my mic updates. I always have to remember to set that up. I need to like put like a sticky note on the monitor. Be like, hey, check your mic, genius. You probably updated in the last week. So, everything I've been saying is, you can see that we got all the team up to level 24. I really love Heracross so far. I'm hoping that Heracross will be basically the Tauros of Pokemon Yellow. At least for now, anyway. So I leveled up a bunch of Pokemon to level 24. I wasn't able to stream very much in the last 3 weeks because I was dealing with a heat wave and it was like super hot in the room, so I didn't want to like have a bunch of equipment on and stream. And I also was dealing with some food poisoning the week after that, so obviously I was not 100% in the mood to do any streaming. So for like 3 weeks I haven't been able to stream, and here we are today. Now we're exploring Goldenrod. We explored the route just beneath, making sure we fought all the trainers, and here we are, right? We're also going to hopefully deal with Whitney today and explore Goldenrod City for the most part. I'm sure there'll be plenty for us to do here, and then, you know, catch whatever Pokemon are along the way. That's why I added Ghastly to the team, since it knows Hypnosis. So I think that covers everything I said in the last few minutes, so sorry about that. I was not aware that my mic was not functioning at that moment. The department store has a decent selection, but some items are only available as Game Corner prizes. Welcome to the Goldenrod department store. So it's been 3 weeks and I haven't really walked through this building afterwards. I was kind of rushing at that point, so let's see what's going on. Battle collection, medicine box, TM corner, tranquil square, rooftop lookout. How may I help you? I don't think I need any of this stuff yet. What do you sell? I'm eventually gonna have to start upgrading to Great Balls. I still have a handful of Pokeballs left. Pokegear can store up to 10 phone numbers. It's hard to decide which numbers to keep. Yeah, that's true. I wish I could store more numbers. Hey, don't walk away. I got my Abra at the game corner. Now it's my best partner. I caught my Abra. This department store makes me realize that Goldenrod is a big city. The selection here is unmatched anywhere else. I'm really impatient. I use X speed in battle to speed up my Pokemon. Let me tell you, I've been getting a lot of X attacks and X speeds and dire hits and all this. That's the one part I hate about Mystery Gift. Hey, when you battle, do you use X special? It's awesome. It really jacks up special attack. I might end up selling them because I never use these items. Welcome. How may I help you? And it's exactly that's what's here. If I sell them, I won't get much money for it, I have a feeling, because they're only selling for $3.50. Welcome, how may I help you? Well, this is going to be our EV training partner at some point. Hey, I love strong Pokemon. I feed them protein to crank up their attack. Iron adds to your Pokemon's defense. Some Pokemon evolve only by being traded via a Game Link cable. I know of 4, Machoke, Kadabra, Haunter, and Graveler. I heard there are others too. Yeah, there's a lot more now, I'm sure. But they have to be holding items, I think. You can't rename a Pokemon you get in a trade. The name is a reflection of the original trainer's feelings for it. What floor is this? Customize your Pokemon, the TM corner. Mystery gift. With just a little beep, you get a gift. I've been doing so much mystery gifts with this little girl right here. Because I think this is the NPC that's in Stadium 2. And I felt so bad because one day I got to doing the mystery gift a little too late. And she was like, oh, like you used to come every single day. What happened? Were you busy? And I felt so bad. It's an NPC, but I was like, oh, I'll try to make sure I visit every day. Don't worry. My bad. I collect Pokemon. Do you have an Abra? Want to trade it for my Machop? Machop would be useful right now. I wonder if I could catch one in the immediate area. You don't want to trade? Aw. On Sundays, a lady comes to check out Pokemon. She even gives away TMs. Is this the lady? Hello, oh, your Pokemon. It's very attached to you. This move should be perfect for a pair like you. Lee received TM27. There are sure to be TMs that are just perfect for your Pokemon. Does it change if I change up my Pokemon? What if I put Cyndaquil? Nope, nope. That didn't do anything. Alright, let's put him back. Alright, so what is TM27? Return, an attack that is based on loyalty. You give me 4 of them? No, it might have been how I was getting extra TMs, never mind. Welcome, how may I help you? You sell a bunch of TMs. An electric punch. I'm gonna assume that's Thunder Punch, a Fury Punch, Fire Punch, Ice Punch. An attack that may make the foe flinch. I think that's Headbutt. Can I do anything else for you? Nope. Please come again. Take a break from shopping. The Tranquil Square. Do you listen to the Lucky Channel? If you want to win, trade Pokemon with as many people as possible to get different ID numbers. If you're tired, try the vending machine's drinks. Your Pokemon will love them too. There's nothing left on this floor. Let's go to the next one. Phew, I'm tired. I sometimes come up to the rooftop to take a break from shopping. Oh wow. Will you quit bothering me? Hey, some trainers are battling on the road. A Pokemon fired a flurry of leaves. That makes me feel like battling right now. These binoculars are set to see far away. Maybe I can see my own house. This is the one with the green roof. They have a bargain sale here every so often. Pardon, who says an adult can't get into this? I'm going to be back every day to collect all the dolls. A vending machine for Pokemon dolls. Insert money, then turn the crank. But it's almost empty. That guy's probably buying them all out. Alright, we could probably take the elevator down, right? Basement floor 1. That's in basement floor 1. Are you a Machop? Machoke? Machan? Machoke. Macho! I lose my passion for work if someone's watching. Come on, kid, scoot. Hey kid, you're holding us up. Our policy is to work behind the scenes where no one can see us. Ooh-ha, ooh-ha. The stuff on the ground's junk. Take it if you want it. Cool, there's stuff on the ground, but I don't seem to be able to get to it because you guys have boxes perfectly lined up where the stuff would be. So I guess I can't do anything here yet, but there's items on the floor. They are right. Oop. I would be afraid to be in an elevator that shakes that violently. What's this? Your playground, Goldenrod City Game Corner. Goldenrod City, the festive city of opulent charm. I got in trouble for playing in the basement of the department store. Yeah, that sounds like you shouldn't be doing that. I know there's a new bike shop, but I can't find it anywhere. Hopefully we can find it. All these little weird houses. When I use an item on my Pokemon, it acts really glad. If you treat your Pokemon nicely, they'll love you in return. Oh, let me see your Totodile. Looks really happy. It must love you a lot. I keep losing in battles and my Pokemon end up fainting. Maybe that's why my Pokemon don't like me much. You're sending them out to get cremated. What do you think is gonna happen? The world is a psychopath. I'm not the only one that that's stuck on that for a second, right? The world is a psychopath. I feel like it's supposed to be a play on psychopath. Okay. Bike shop. I don't think I caught that as a kid. If that line even exists in the gold version of the game. It's a shiny new bicycle. It's a shiny new bicycle. It's a shiny new bicycle. I think that's gonna say it for all of them. Can't interact with those. Sigh. I moved here, but I can't sell my bicycles. Why is that? Could you ride a bike? Could you ride a bicycle and advertise for me? Sure. Really? Great. Give me your name and phone number, and I'll loan you a bicycle. Lee borrowed a bicycle and put it in the key items pocket. My bicycles are first rate. You can ride them anywhere. Anywhere, you say? Put it on select. Ha! You liar, I can't ride the bike in your bike shop. Hey everyone, look at me. I'm riding a bike. Isn't this cool? I'm gonna advertise everyone. Look how my head bobs back and forth. I like how my head bobs back and forth there, but not necessarily when I'm riding forward. Also, is this just a sped up version of the Goldenrod City theme? Phew, this is one big town. I don't know where anything is. Underground entrance. Are you a trainer? I've got a useful phone number for you. Okay. Lee recorded Bill's number. My big brother Bill made the PC Pokemon storage system. Oh, this is Bill's family? Oh, you collect Pokemon? My son Bill's an expert. He just got called to the Pokemon Center in Heracross City. My husband went off to the game corner without being called. Oh. Is that man in black dressed up like a Team Rocket member? How silly. It was hard to get around her for some reason. Goldenrod City Station. They built the new radio tower to replace the old creaky one. The train hasn't come in. I know, I'll carry the passengers on my back. That won't work. Yeah, How are you gonna carry more than one passenger on your back, my guy? Can I buy a ticket to the train, though? Can't do anything here. So this is the radio tower. What do you want, pest? Scram! So rude. First floor, reception. Second floor, sales. Third floor, personnel. Fourth floor, production. Fifth floor, director's office. Welcome! Hi, are you here for the Lucky Numbers show? Want me to check the ID numbers of your Pokemon? If you get lucky, you win a prize. This week's number is 04948. Let's see if you have a match. Nope, none of your ID numbers match. We have a special quiz campaign on right now. Answer 5 questions correctly to win a radio card. Slide it into your Pokegear to play the radio anytime, anywhere. Would you like to take the quiz? Sure. Question number 1. Is there a Pokemon that appears only in the morning? Yes. Correct. Question number 2. Is this statement correct? You can't buy a berry at a mart. I don't think I've seen any berries be sold at marts. Okay. Bullseye! Question number 3. Does HM01 contain the move Flash? No, that's cut. So far, so good. Question number 4. Is Falkner the Violet Gym leader who uses bird Pokemon? I mean, shouldn't it be flying types? Not necessarily birds? I'm gonna go with yes. Okay, that was correct. Wow, right again. Here's the final question. Do Goldenrod Game Corner slots have Charmander on their reels? No. Okay, we haven't been to the Goldenrod Game Corner yet. Bingo, you got it. You got it. Congratulations. Here's your prize, a radio card. Lee's Pokegear can now double as a radio. Please tune in to our radio shows. I love Mareep from Pokemon Talk. I only know what she sounds like, though. Ben is a fabulous DJ. His sweet voice makes me melt. Lullabies on the radio may make Pokemon sleep. Jigglypuff. Anywhere, anytime. Pokemon Radio. Buena. Hi, I'm Buena. Do you know about a radio program called Password? If you can tell me the password from the program, you will earn points. Save up those points and trade them to that sweet young lady over there for some choice prizes. Here you go. Your very own point card. You received a blue card. Put the blue card in the key pocket. Tune in to my password show. You can cash in your saved points for a lovely price of your choice. Which prize would you want? Ultra Ball, Full Restore, Nugget, Rare Candies, Proteins, Iron, Carbles, Calcium, HP up. Oh, please come back in. Let's try out that radio stuff then. Ariados, long leg. Rather than making a nest in one specific spot, it wanders in search of food after darkness falls. Pokemon Music, Ben Pokemon Music channel. It's me, DJ Ben. Today's Sunday. Let us jam to Pokemon March. Pokemon March. Lucky Channel. Yeehaw, how y'all doing now? Whether you're up or way down low, don't miss the Lucky Number Show. This week's lucky numbers 04948. I'll repeat that. This week's lucky numbers is 04948. Match it and go to the radio tower. Yeehaw! It's gonna repeat, right? There's not a whole lot in the way of music, I guess. You can listen to the radio anywhere. Tune in. What is this? Can't interact with that. Sales. Professor Oak's Pokemon Talk, the hottest show on the air. Sorry, authorized personnel only beyond this point. It wasn't that way before. There's something wrong with the boss. Okay. Oh, I'm sorry, with the director. Jiggly! Goldenrod City Station. The man at that house rates your Pokemon names. He can even rename your Pokemon. Name Rater. Get your Pokemon nicknames rated. Oh, this is the nickname guy. I'll bet. Hello, hello. Oh, my voice cracked. Hello, hello. I rate the names of Pokemon. Would you like me to rate names? Not right now. Okay, then. Come back. Come again anytime. Do not feel bad. You can name one of my Pokemon. Not nickname them though. Just tell me that you think Totodile is a cool name. Totodile, that's a fairly decent name, but how about a slightly better nickname? Want to give it a better nickname? No. Okay then. Thank you for telling me it's a fairly nice name though. What's this? Underground entrance. Oh, Whitney's gym, huh? Goldenrod City Pokemon Gym, leader Whitney, the incredibly pretty girl. Blooming Beautiful Flower Shop. Have you seen that wiggly tree that's growing on Route 36? My little sister got all excited and went to see it. I'm worried, isn't it dangerous? Alright, that's a little different than the dialogue in Gold. Once while I was battling, my Pokemon couldn't make any moves. The power points, or PP, of its moves were all gone. Sometimes a healthy Pokemon may be unable to use its moves. If that happens, heal it at a Pokemon Center or use an item. Wait, I should be using the bike, right? I'm supposed to be advertising the bike. How am I gonna advertise it if I don't use it? I think this was the entrance? Yeah. There are some shops downstairs, but there are also trainers. I'm scared to go down there. Why is the music ominous? Are you a trainer? I got booted out of the game corner. I was trying to cheat using Pokemon. Well, probably shouldn't cheat then. Oh, Grimer. Go, Totodile! We're gonna slaughter. We are way over leveled. I think I'm 12 levels higher than the wild Pokemon in the area. Super Nerd Eric is about to use Grimer. Well, I'm about to keep using Totodile. Is Bite super effective against poison? Nope. I would not have used Harden. Although I think you're at complete disadvantage at this fight. Super Nerd Eric was defeated. Rumble. He got 352 for winning and sent some home to mom. I guess I have to do things fair and square. Yeah, it's usually how it goes. My Pokemon just got a haircut. I'll show you how strong it is. Pokemaniac Isaac wants to battle. Sends out a licky tongue. I'm gonna send out my Totodile. We're gonna use Water Gun on you. A critical hit. Water Gun again. Surprised it's using Cut. I don't think I've ever seen like an NPC trainer use an HM move. Totodile gained 325. Pokemaniac Isaac was defeated. Aye! 720 for winning and send some home to mom. Your Pokemon will like you more if you give them haircuts. Lee found a coin case. Put the coin case in the key items pocket. Hello, dear. I sell inexpensive herbal medicine. They're good, but a trifle bitter. Your Pokemon may not like them. Hee hee hee. Energy powder, heal powder. Revives fainted Pokemon. So I guess it lowers friendship, but it helps them. Welcome to the Pokemon Salon. I am the younger and less expensive of the two haircut brothers. I'll spiff your Pokemon for just 300. Well, how about it? Which Pokemon should I do? I don't know. I don't know. Who has hair? Give Mareep a haircut. Okay, I'll make it look cool. There we go, all done. Mareep looks a little happier. Do you consider type alignment in battle? If you know your type advantages, you'll do better in battle. Gonna be another Pokemaniac. Oh, it's a super nerd. Teru sends out Magnemite. Totodile, bite it. Oh, that's right, it's Steel type. Totodile, no, it knows Thunder Shock. It did like nothing. Use Water Gun. Maybe we can Rust Steel? I don't know. Nope, we can't Rust Steel. Guess we'll just Water Gun it. Oh, that worked out a lot better. He's about to use another Magnemite. We send out someone else. Just keep it at Totodile. Totodile's handling this well. May as well get it to level 25 and then swap. Do 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 do. Wow, it didn't animate much at all, it just kind of flashed. Screech. Fight it! Super Nerd Teru was defeated. Yeah, wow, wow! Lee got 288 for winning and sent some home to mom. I know my Pokemon type alignments, but I only use one type of Pokemon. What's this? The door is locked. No entry beyond this point. Wonder where that goes. I think you have some rare Pokemon with you. Let me see them. Pokemaniac Donald sent out Slowpoke. Go Totodile! Bite it! It's part psychic. Now you're level 25, Totodile. Way to go. He's about to use another Slowpoke. Well then I'm gonna send out Chikorita. Who apparently has the correct colors in this game, because in Gold and Silver they were yellow. Pokemaniac Donald was defeated. Gah! I lost. That makes me mad. What? Totodile's evolving? Nope. None of you guys are going to be evolving anytime soon. Are you making a Pokedex? Here's a hot tip. The hiker on Route 33, Anthony, is a good guy. He'll phone you if he sees any rare Pokemon. I was challenged to a battle downstairs. It's rough down there, you better be careful. That wasn't that bad. I wonder if we can explore further up for now. Excuse me, kid. Can you do a guy a favor? Can you take this Pokemon with mail to my friend? He's on Route 31. Oh, not yet. No, well, never mind then. I wonder how many kinds of Pokemon there are in the world. 3 years ago, Professor Oak said that there were 150 different kinds. A strange tree is blocking the road. It wriggles around if you talk to it. I heard it became wild when someone watered it with a squirt water. Squirt what? Squirt bottle? Squirt bottle. Got it. I want to level up Cyndaquil next. Alright, I want to check to see where Route 31 is. That would have to circle the whole continent, basically. Unless I take that route back over. We'll see. Route 35. Are you going to the gym? Me too. The gym? There's no gym. There's no gym out here. Picnicker Kim wants to battle. Ooh, Vulpix. Quick attack, because Ember ain't gonna do nothing to a Vulpix. And it's level 15. That tickled. Quick attack again. I don't think I can capture Vulpix, so I was able to trade it over from one of the other games. Oh, I couldn't win. We got 300 for winning and sent some home to mom. The gym badges are pretty. I collect them. You're collecting gym badges because you think that they're pretty? I'm gonna show my girlfriend I'm hot stuff. Camper Elliot wants to battle. Camper Elliot sent out Sandshrew. Go Cyndaquil with the type disadvantage. Use Ember. Oh, I use Smokescreen instead. Whoops. It failed. Haha. Let's rearrange some of this stuff. I think that's fine. That bonus was good enough there. About to use a Meryl. I think we can handle a Meryl. Can we catch Meryl yet? I'm gonna check the Pokedex to see where we can start catching Meryl. Oh, Quick Attack did not do. Oh my god, you know Rollout. Oh my god, you know Rollout. Why do you know Rollout? Smokescreen. Gonna do more damage progressively. We gotta blind you. Ha! It's gotta start over from the beginning now. I know Whitney's gonna try to pull that nonsense on me. I ain't giving you the chance to do that. Are you insane? Oh, but Water Gun connects. Fantastic. And it's a stab bonus. And that's all the damage it did with critical hit. Oh, you can use Defense Curl, because that's not gonna affect me. So, since it's self-targeting, I guess you can't really miss with that. How did it connect after so many smoke screens? Now, watch guys, when this happens to me, when the tables are turned, watch. Oh, I used Ember by accident. When the tables are turned, watch. I am not gonna connect ever. Yeah, just because I called you out, now you want to start missing, huh? Ember Elliot was defeated. I wish you would have lost for me. Bro, I would have lost half of my money. Are you insane? I'm not losing for you. Send some of that money home to mom. I was humiliated in front of my girlfriend. My boyfriend's weak, so I can't rely on... Jeez! That's a little harsh. Sending out the Pikachu, are you? That's okay. I got Cyndaquil. My Cyndaquil knows Ember. I'm gonna say Picnic Girl. Picnic Girl Brooke was defeated. Oh my, you're so strong. Lee got 320 for winning. I've been getting Pokemon data off my radio. I think I'm good. Well, let's find out. Camper Ivan wants to battle. Camper Ivan sent out Diglett! Oh my god. What's with all the type advantages against me? Camper Ivan's about to send out another Diglett. Gonna Ember it again. Camper Ivan wants to use Zubat. No, we're sticking with Cyndaquil. Ember! Ivan was defeated. I give! Lee got 280 for winning and sends him home to mom. Music on the radio changes the moods of wild Pokemon. Oh, I thought I was gonna run right past him. I'm practicing my fire breathing. Fire Breather Walt wants to battle and sends out Magmar. I too am a connoisseur of fire Pokemon. Go Cyndaquil. Go ahead and use Quick Attack. Ha! Your attack missed. Quick Attack again, Cyndaquil. And now you're level 25 as well. Gonna send out Magmar. Then I guess I'm gonna send out Chikorita, because I don't know. It seems like every Pokemon I'm sending out, I'm gonna have a disadvantage against. Go, Chikorita, use Poison Powder. This is probably gonna hurt. Not as much as I thought it was gonna hurt. Razor Leaf. Do close to nothing against it. Oh, never mind. It was a critical hit. Fire Breather Walt was defeated. Ow, I scorched the tip of my nose. Lee got 624 for winning and sent some home to mom. Cyndaquil's trying to evolve and we're gonna full stop that. Mom's calling me. Hi Lee, how are you? I found a useful item shopping so I bought it with your money. Sorry, it's in your PC. You'll like it. Thanks, Mom. Behold my graceful ball dexterity. Oh, that doesn't sound like it's a super nerd or something. Are you a juggler? You're a juggler. Juggler Irwin wants to battle. It sends out Voltorb. It's only level 2. Oops, we were supposed to swap out Pokemon here. Chikorita, go! Use Razor Leaf. About to use Voltorb. Is this what he meant when he said ball dexterity? Not enough to take it down, huh? Almost feels like a waste having to use an extra Razor Leaf for that. Juggler Irwin was defeated. Woo, that was a jolt. Lee got 560 for winning and sent some home to mom. Your Pokemon look pretty tough. You could go anywhere safely. It's an Abra! Quick attack. Pretty sure that's enough to take it out. It's just gonna run away anyway. Growlithe. We already got a Growlithe though. I'll go anywhere if bug Pokemon appear there. Bug catcher Arnie wants to battle. Sends out a Venonat. No, for real, it really feels like every Pokemon I'm sending out is gonna have a type to say, oh my god, it's not gonna do anything, huh? And I can't poison you. I don't think I can poison you. Doesn't affect. I'm glad you know I'm not a ghost type. Reflect! Forget it. Let's use Ghastly instead. Of course, you're gonna hit me with the confusion on this switch in. Nightshade. That's the sound effect for Psychic. You're gonna disable Nightshade now. Aren't you particularly annoying? And I hurt myself in my confusion. And now he can hit me! I thought I would be done with this battle a lot sooner than this. Oh, you're paralyzed, and that was also the sound effect for Thundershock in the first game. And now Tackle can hit me. And Reflect faded. Why did it fade so fast? Hadn't been 5 turns. Chikorita grew to level 25. Bugcatcher Arnie was defeated. Huh, I shouldn't have lost that. Chikorita, you're not evolving. I don't know what you think is gonna happen, but you're not evolving. Let's set Mareep up to be next. What kind of balls do you use? Pokeballs! Birdkeeper Brian wants to battle. Go Mareep! Well, now we finally have a type advantage. About to use Pidgeotto. We don't have a Pidgeotto yet. It's super effective. Birdkeeper Brian was defeated. Yikes, not fast enough. There was an item over here. Yep. TM04. What's that? Rollout? Hmm. Do 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 do. Boo 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 boo. I don't know what wild Pokemon exist in this area, other than this Growlithe and the Abra I've encountered. I wish they had it so you could check the routes in your Pokedex and it would tell you what's there. Snubble? I already have a Snubble. That was a terrible Mareep. Sounded more like a cat meowing. Whoa, it was strong enough to survive a Thunder Shock from a Pokemon 12 levels higher than it. Got a good special, I guess. Oh yeah, you get boosted EXP because you're traded. Let's see if we encounter any other kinds of Pokemon here. I think we could also just pull up a map, which is probably what I'm gonna do. Crystal version. If I come here at night, I can capture a Meowth. We already got a Drowsy. There's a 1% chance at Yanma. Alright, I'll do it. Let's hunt for Yanma. That's everything I can get from walking. Surfing, headbutts. Nothing new that I don't already have from a headbutt. Abra has a 10% chance of showing up, while Yanma has a whopping 1% chance. Oh, since we're going to be encountering a lot of Abras, maybe I should send out Ghastly to level up. Leveling up against normal types is kind of difficult for a ghost type, considering they can't hit it. I'm sure we're gonna get to routes with Pidgeys and Rattatas again soon enough. So Ghastly looks more like Gengar in their little icon portrait there. I like how I said that, and the first thing I encounter, as soon as I put Ghastly in the first slot, is a normal type. So maybe, and we were barely running into normal types. And now that I put Ghastly in the first slot, because I'm like, let's level him up if we're going to keep running into Abras and Growlithes and whatnot. Come out now, Yanma. I know you're hiding in this grass somewhere. A freaking 1% chance. Oh, it's a Jigglypuff. That has a 5% chance of showing up. We're getting close. Do 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 do. Will it be a Yanma? No, it's a Snubbull, sir. Do 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 do. I like how it almost always plays out that when you get to the da-da portion of the battle song is when you're actually allowed to fight back. Like that you can actually start making decisions. Not with Pidgey though. But it is more or less at around that time. Hello, Pidgey. I can't do anything to you because you're a normal type. I can't do anything with you either. Because again, you're a normal type. Go away, Pidgeys. Oops. Almost knocked over my water. Oh, here I got my that bro was asking for. It's nightshaded. Oops. I think the battles can drag on for some time. So you can catch Nidoran male and female here in Gold and Silver, so I know something I have to do now. And I can capture Meowth in Crystal, so I'll capture 3 Meowths. And then maybe 4. Oh no, I only need 3. And then trade over 2 to Gold and Silver. I need 3 Meowths. Wow, that wasn't enough to take it down? I really thought it was gonna be enough. Maybe I should just lick instead the next time they show up. Another 5% Pokemon Jigglypuff. But I'm looking for our 1% chance of finding a Yanma. We've seen 2 Jigglypuffs. I'm sure we're getting to the point where we're gonna run into a Yanma. Alright, so would Lick be better in this case? Not even close. I mean, it paralyzed it, but I'm not trying to capture it. Oh, he just decided to say, no, go away, I don't want to deal with you. My Ghastly, my ghost Pokemon got afraid. You're the one who's supposed to be doing the scary. Do 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 do. Another 5% chance Pokemon. Can we get... We've seen Jigglypuff, which apparently has a 5% chance, show up 3 separate times now. Can we get our Yanma? Shows up at any hours of the day. Ditto? What's Ditto's percentage? Ditto's a 4% chance. Come on. Give me the 1%. Wonder how that's even all determined. Snubbull has a 30% chance of showing up in the morning and in the day. So for me, it should be 10, 15, or 16 a.m. in-game time. Oh, that's why I'm not seeing the Growlithes as much anymore. Oh wait, no, they're also 20% chance in the middle of the day. They just don't show up at night. Oh, here's Snubbull again. Yanma, what the heck? Did I catch it off stream? Alright, I'm not gonna bother trying to level up Ghastly at this rate, because there's no point. You can't hit anything that's coming out right now. Everything's like Snubbull and Pidgey and everything else. Show your face, Yanma. Do, 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 do. Thundershock away, Mareep. Thundershock away. Oh, it was not enough to take it out. What the heck? These Pokemon either have really good special defense and HP or something. Get wrecked. What, you're trying to evolve too? Sorry. We're going with all the stage oneers for one now. Oh, what's up, Liz? How are things going for you? Hi, do you have some free time? I've got all sorts of time. If you're free, would you like to battle? I'll be waiting for you on Route 32. Let me know when you get here. Okay, I'll call you later. I would, but you're on the other side of the continent, basically, and I'm not dealing with that. They said the radio could help, right? Oak's Pokemon Talk. This Pokemon March? Lucky Channel. Heracross, go! Use, I don't know, Horn Attack. Also, I should be using the bike. Why am I walking? Can I use the bike alongside the radio? Dang. I don't know, I had like an inkling that, oh, maybe it's finally gonna be the Yanma, and it was not the Yanma. I accidentally used Endure, oops. That means the Sabra lives to teleport another day. Let's see if Pokemon March actually does anything. Another Jigglypuff. Anytime you want to show up, Yanma. Holy smokes. Jigglypuff. Snubble. This is it. This is gonna be the Yanma. Are you guys ready? Are you guys ready? See, it's totally Yanma. It's not a Pidgey. I didn't like accidentally kill a Yanma, have I? I don't even think I've seen one yet. But if I've seen one, that means I've accidentally taken it out. Where do I find you guys? Is that at the park? I catch you guys in the park? Yep, I have not seen a Yanma yet. There's another Ditto. Growlithe. The roar actually makes me think it sounds like a Growlithe. Holy smokes though, like I really want Yanma to show up at this point. I mean, I'm gonna level up in the meantime, because why not, but... We are now level 20, everyone's level 25 except for Ghastly, who can't do anything in this area because everything's a freaking normal type that's showing up. Surprised we're still not strong enough to take out a Pidgey in one hit. A stupid 1% chance of showing up. Oh my goodness. I might legitimately just try to catch this off stream, guys, because this will be the whole stream. The Yanma stream. I was hoping that by now we'd have at least one encounter with it. Forget trying to catch one with good IVs, because... I just want a Yanma. We have seen more Jigglypuffs and Dittos, which have a 5 and 4% chance of showing up, than we have a single Yanma. Don't drag this on, Pidgey. Don't do stuff that can make me miss. There we go again. There's the Jigglypuff. You put me to sleep. Wow, we woke up fairly quick. Goodness. We ran out of water gun. That's how long we've been here. We ran into Abra again. Guys, it's a 10% chance of showing up. We've seen pretty much all of the other low rarity Pokemon show up and no signs of Yanma. I've seen like, I don't know, like 6-7 Jigglypuffs, seen like 4 or 5 Abras. I've seen like 4 Dittos. Now, why would you do that? Stop using Sand Attack. Growlithe with a 20% chance. Which is fairly high compared to everything else here. The Pidgey has a 30% chance, and I've seen way more Pidgeys than I care to see ever again in my life. Oh my goodness. It's like everything to like tell me, go away, we don't want you here. We're probably not killing that Abra now in one hit. Because I don't know how much that burn status is going to reduce my attack. Oh, not enough to make Abra survive though. Alright, now level 26. What? You want to evolve? I don't think so, bud. We're not evolving anytime soon, but we are switching out. This is ridiculous. Oh, the roar failed though. Can you imagine you have to have 100 battles before a Yanma shows up because it's a 1% chance? I know that's not how statistics works, but I wouldn't be surprised. Forget who, but I once saw someone calculate something like that, and I was like, that's not how statistics works. It's not, you have a 1 in 100 chance that by your 100th try you should have at least seen it once. What's this? Ralph the Fisher. Hi, it's Uncle Ralph. Are you taking good care of your Pokemon? You have to be good to your partners. Yesterday, a wild Rattata slipped away from me in front of my kid. I was feeling down about it until he shared his Pokeballs with me. Haha, that sure made my day. You call your mom sometimes too. Sure, I'll call my mom. I'll call her right now. Hello? Oh, hi Lee, working hard? Wow, you're on Route 35? Good luck on your Pokemon quest. By the way, you've saved up 4,043 Pokédollars. Do you want to keep saving? Yes. Okay, I'll save your money. Lee, keep it up. I'm rooting for you. Alright, if in the next 10 minutes we don't see another, like a Yanma at all, we're gonna go on and do stuff. We're like at 1 hour and 36 minutes streaming currently. If in the next 10 minutes Let's make it 147 because we're about to end this minute, so it's a clean 10 minutes. Or cleaner, rather. Alright. So, right now, 10 minutes from now, if we don't see a Yanma, we're getting the heck out of here, because this is ridiculous that we haven't seen one yet. I do not want to spend the entire time my return stream. All he did was try to catch a Yanma in this area. I want to do other things. We still have to beat Whitney. We still have to make our way to the next town, which I think is Ekritique. We're not going to encounter a shiny Pokemon or anything here anyway, so... Oops, I just used Ember on a fire type. My brain almost said grass for some reason. Oh, he was just not gonna let me have it at all, huh? Now you used Ember on me, get out of here. I'm tired of seeing Snubble. Another Pidgey. By the time we make this Pidgey faint, we'll have about 7 minutes remaining for that Yanma to show up. Oh, I called it. Boom. 7 minutes. No, 8 minutes. We did it at 37, didn't we? Yeah, we did it at 37. My math was off. I think the next battle will get Cyndaquil to 26. What? Cyndaquil is evolving? No, it's not. Chikorita, you're next. Forget that I have it holding a Miracle Seed. Alright, we're 15 seconds into our 7 minutes remaining. Wow. You are not gonna do well here, Chikorito. Never mind. You get critical hits like that. Heck, now my Chikorita's facing everything that's gonna be negative against him. Oh, that time it wasn't a crit. And we got roared anyway. He didn't even want to fight you, Chikorita. What an insult. And he's back. Just gonna run from him, because if he's just gonna roar, he's gonna waste our time. Oh my gosh, another one? Now we're getting nothing but Growlithe. Growlithe? Growlithe. Where's a Growlithe? Oh my god, no, seriously, now all we're seeing is nothing but Growlithe. Okay, that you should be able to take out Chikorita. Alright, we are at 42 minutes. So that means we have about 5 minutes remaining. We've used up half the allotted time that I said we were going to have for Yanma to show up. And if Yanma doesn't show up, we're getting out of here and we're doing other things because I don't want to be here all day on this stream. I'll catch it off stream. It's not worth spending an entire stream. Whoever decided that they were going to make it a 1% chance of showing up, however long ago this game released, what, 1998? Maybe 2000? No, it's closer to 2000. I hope you're real proud of yourself that you made little kids have to sit here and grind out this area until a stupid dragonfly looking Pokemon shows up for no reason other than to make it rare to show up, because I don't even think it's a good Pokemon. I would have to look up its stats. I don't know that it has ever been a good Pokemon. Alright, we're at the 43-minute mark. That means 4 minutes remain. I know I'm usually bad when I say I'm only gonna do this till this, but I'm being so dead serious right now. I will catch this off stream. This is ridiculous. I know I must have spent at least half an hour looking for it prior to me putting a timer on this. And we just ticked into the 3 minutes remaining mark. Unbelievable. We're not gonna see one. It is the rarest Pokemon in existence. Had I known that there was going to be a Yanma up here, well, I would have had to have done some trainer battles, and I don't want to do trainer battles without you guys being around, because I feel like that's part of story progression. We can actually fight this guy. And we're at about a minute and a half left for this Yanma to show up before I drop this. 1% chance. I knew it was low, but when we saw like the 4 or 5 Jigglypuffs and Dittos and all these other 5 to 4% Pokemon, I was like, no worries. It'll be here. By the way, we are about to be at our final minute starting now. We have 1 minute left for Yanma to show up before I decide to go further up the path and then loop back around to slap Whitney around for these overleveled Pokemon. I think we've got about 2 or 3 more encounters that we can squeeze in that minute's time, but I doubt that Yanma's... If it hasn't shown up by now, I doubt Yanma's gonna show up now. We have about 15 seconds remaining. That's about 1 more encounter. And that was a Pidgey. And that's it. We are at 147. I said if we got to that point, I was gonna leave, and that's what we're gonna do. No more looping back and forth on this grass path. They exhausted my patience. Get the stupid Yanma. We're going on to, I think it's the national park? Is up ahead. I don't think that there's a bug catching game today, but of course my timer runs out while I'm at the lowest part of the grass path here. I will take advantage of the battles that Chikorita can handle, but I'm not looping back around. Come on. Oh, you just needed to squeeze in one last one, huh? Yep, too bad that's an Abra and not a Yanma. Oh well. Razor Leaf. Get that EXP. You're not gonna get to 26 like your other two starter friends, but close enough, right? When is the next bug catching contest going to be? I think it's every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday. Hold the contest regularly. I get the other guy's Pokedex sticker if I win. I'm playing with stickers I printed from my Pokedex. I take walks in the park, but I never get into the grass. Trainers always want a battle. Version Fufusha. Pay attention, please. Oops, I have to quit thinking like a teacher all the time. You must be a Pokemon trainer. Since you're working so hard, I want you to have this. Lee received a Quick Claw. Lee put the Quick Claw in the item pocket. Let a Pokemon hold that Quick Claw. Sometimes it will strike first during battle. So it's good for a slow Pokemon. There's nothing in that trash can. Also, let's use our bike. My Pokemon are simply darling. Let me tell you how proud my darlings make me. Oh, it's a Pokefan. Beverly wants to battle and sends out a Snubble. Go, Chikorita, use Razor Leaf. Like you've been doing to all those Snubble in the wild earlier. I can beat you in pride, but... Oh, that was a lot of money, jeez. My friend keeps a Marill. I find him very endearing. Oh, I wish for a Marill of my own. Probably a bunch of Metapods and so... Whoa! A Sunkern! Did not expect to run into one here. Let's Razor Leaf it, because it should be not very effective and should be good for lowering its health. Or we can critical hit it or still kill it. I did not expect to be able to kill a Sunkern. Oh, bike shop. Hi Lee, our bicycle sales have gone through the roof. We owe it all to your advertising by riding around on our bicycle. As our way of saying thanks, please keep that bicycle. Thanks again. Glad I could help. Look, check out my bag. Printed out my favorites from the Pokedex and stuck them on my bag. And they were really pushing the Gameboy printer functionality back then. And I can actually take advantage of... Ooh, Nidoran! Best bet to capture you is gonna be Totodile, who is also burnt. Rage. Wow, that did like nothing. I'm gonna have to do an impromptu healing of Totodile by dumping it in the PC. Wow, that was enough to kill me. I did not expect to take that much damage. Pokeball, go! Gotcha, Nidoran was caught. Nidoran, the poison pin Pokemon. It constantly moves its large ears in many directions in order to detect danger right away. And I will level up these newly caught Pokemon later, but right now Totodile needs to be healed up. And we're gonna do it the old-fashioned way. Actually, the new-fashioned way. I'm not gonna go all the way back to Goldenrod, which may be faster than this, I don't know. But we're gonna take good old Totodile, and we're gonna move it to box 2. And we're gonna withdraw it and put it right back on the team. And now Totodile should be fully healed. What else is here other than the Nidoran, Mayo, and the Sunkern? Oh yeah, Pidgey. I don't care for Pidgey. Okay, so Sunkern has a 20% chance of popping off here. We also have female Nidoran at a 30% chance. Bunch of Buggeroonies, Caterpie and Weedle, and Spinarak and Ledabub, but we don't care about that. We care about potentially getting a Nidoran. Hello, why are you staring at me? Oh, a battle? First off, I was minding my business. Second off, you looked at me. Oh, don't at me with that staring nonsense. Alright, Chris or Chrise or Price. Man, Chikorita, can you not catch a break? Can you go Heracross, do something useful. Chikorita grew to level 26. Cubone, bone. Let's go, Ghastly. Oh, I threw this little bone up in the air. That's kind of cute. Alright, Nightshade. Take that solid 24 HP of damage. Dice. What Chikorita's evolving? What? No, it's not. I thought you were staring at me because I'm cute. Come on, female Nidoran. Hello, female Nidoran. I choose you. Totodile. You tried. You really did. Rage. That should be like, what, half their health? Give or take. Don't tackle me. That's gonna make me do way too much damage now. So we'll play it safe and we'll swap over to Mareep. You couldn't growl? That's what I would have wanted you to do. Growl. Alright, we've paralyzed you. You know what? I'm going to attempt a Pokeball. If that doesn't work, then we will try again with a another type, like lowering it a little more. Hey, we didn't need to do much of anything else. We caught the female Nidoran. Nidoran's data was newly added to the Pokédex. Nidoran female, the poison pin Pokemon. Small and very docile, it protects itself with its small poisonous horn when attacked. Give a nickname to the Nidoran? No, I'm good. Nidoran was sent to Bill's PC. We adore our Pokemon, even if they dislike us. That's what being a fan is about. What the? You shouldn't have your Pokemon dislike you. You're giving that much attention to your Pokemon, I would imagine they're supposed to like you. Oh, your kid's dressed like a little Pikachu. Oops, I left Chikorita out. Oh, Chikorita, do your stuff. Take out that Raichu. It tail whipped and then healed itself. A berry. And then it quick attacked. It did like 3 whole things back to back. Too bad it wasn't enough. My Pokemon! Why are the Pokefans so rich? I lost the battle, but my Pokemon win the prize for being most lovely. Debatable. Have you seen my Mareep? It's adorable. Even Chikorita is more adorable than that. Now we just need the Sunkern to show up again. Oh no, maybe Sunkern won't show up anymore, actually. I don't know how the timing mechanics work here. No, it should still show up. It's got a 20% chance of showing up. There it is, Sunkern. But you are a female. I wish that they didn't do that whole stupid female Pokemon cannot have perfect attack IVs. Printing out my Pokedex. You can also print out stuff like mail to your PC in boxes. You found a paralyzed eel in the item pocket. What's over here? Stop hitting the trees. Something's down here. You found TM28. What is TM28? I really don't know. Let's check the pack. TM28. Oh, dig. Not bad. Anything here? Full heal, but Lee has no space left. What do you mean? There's still like an item thing in here? I thought I got rid of that. Right, none of these are items I would want to get rid of. Are you kidding me right now? Why do they place a limit to what you can carry in your bag? If you split the pockets up. Oh, we gotta come back for that. They do want that. I don't want to leave no stone unturned. How dumb. So your backpack can still get full in this game. I doubt you have 24 HP. It doesn't affect me. Oh, I didn't fight you? The world of Pokemon is deep. There's still lots of things we don't know. But I know more than you do. Yeah, did you know that your bag can get full? Gonna send out an Oddish, huh? Well, I'm gonna send out like Ghastly to use Nightshade on you. Could be about half your health, I reckon. A little more than half. I'm part poison type, that's not gonna help you. You don't have an electric attack or something, this is not gonna end well for you. Oh, I made him an electrode when I used Nightshade. LOL. What? Yeah, what was that about knowing more than me? There's a lot to learn. For example, there are 50 kinds of TMs. Traded Pokemon level up faster. Your knowledge is impressive. I like that. Wanna trade battle tips? I'll phone you if I get good info. No, but I'll take it. You got Jack's number. I'll call you if I hear anything. This little fountain there. Alright, what can I deposit in my stupid item box? Let's deposit the stupid energy powder and the heal powder. I'm not going to be using repels anytime soon. Or super potions. Or ethers. Or max repel. Or super repels. These are all from doing most of those trades, I think. Everything else is to cure some sort of condition. Potions are fine for now. Still need a Sunkern. I'll focus on leveling up the Nidoran and anything else that I capture later on. All this for a full heal. But I don't care. There was nothing beyond here. Oop, I missed it. Here, Sunkern. Come out wherever you are. Actually, you know what? Maybe I'll try to catch the Sunkern off stream, because what if it turns out to be another Yanma incident here? I don't want to spend an eternity trying to catch Pokemon that want to decide to be annoying. I'll give it like a minute or two if it doesn't show up again. I mean, at least Ghastly can level up here for a bit. Too bad he can only do as much, like even when he levels up, this is not going to do more damage, and Lick is always going to be low in term. Look at this, it wasn't even enough to take it out. Even with leveling up, Ghastly's attacks are kind of whatever right now. He needs to learn a real attack. He's got a 20% chance of showing up. Nidoran has what percentage chance of showing up? 30. So we should be able to see one soon, right? Oh, I ran out of Nightshade. Fantastic. That special attack's doing pretty good. What? Ghastly's evolving? So many Pokemon that want to evolve and I'm not letting them. Because I want to get as many of their moves early on as possible. Hey, you're a Caterpie. You're not a Sunkern. You have a 20% chance. Come on, just show up already. The Weedle has a 5% chance, and I've seen it. Alongside a Caterpie that also has a 5% chance. So combined, they have a 10% chance. So I should have seen a Sunkern again by now. I'm just saying. How much is Lick gonna do? I doubt it's gonna be anything to write home about. Yeesh, it's gonna take 3 licks to take him down. I can do the quick little healing thing on a PC. One last check of the grass here before I go on. Oh, hello. Please be male. You are a disappointment to everything in life right now, Sunkern. An absolute disappointment. I said please. Please be male. You show up again as a female. I will catch you some other time. I'm not dealing with you right now. Some Pokemon can only be seen in the park. Yeah, like that Sunkern. So also let me save the game for now. So who needs to be healed? Oh, Ghastly for sure. I think Cyndaquil was kinda dinged up. And Heracross probably. I think everyone else is fine. Yep. Alright, let's see what's... Oh, hello, Jack. Did you know the rocky ground and steel dupes can't be hurt by a sandstorm? See you later. Okay. Trainer tips. Pokemon stats vary even within the same species. Their stats may be similar at first, however, differences will become pronounced as Pokemon grow. Yeah, thanks, Ivy's ruined the game. It's a fruit-bearing tree. Hey, it's an ice berry. I'm going to read your thoughts. I don't know that you want to do that. Psychic Mark wants to battle. It sends out an Abra. A level 13 Abra that all it can do is teleport. Very nice choice there, sir. You just have 2 Abras, huh? And all they can do is teleport. Oh, at least you have a Kadabra here. Now at least it knows confusion. Just put a spoon in my face? That should be super effective against me, and oh my gosh, it hurt. It hurt so much. Psychic Mark was defeated. I misread you. We got 480 for winning. Oh, just walk from all the way across the edge of the screen, huh? Thanks to my studies, I'm ready for Pokemon. Schoolboy Allen sent out Tangela. Well, I sent out Ghastly to use Nightshade on your Tangela. You're gonna make me take a nap. That's one turn of sleep. That's 2 turns of sleep. That's 3 turns of sleep. That's 4 turns of sleep. Only when it's the computer. Oh boy. Almost leveled me up. Schoolboy Allen was defeated. Oops, computation error. We got 512 for winning. Darn, I study 5 hours a day too. There's more to learning than just reading books. Reading textbooks is worthwhile every so often. When I'm reading and walking, I have to look down. So I notice items on the ground. Next time I find something, I'll give it to you. May I have your phone number? There's no room for my number. Whose numbers do I have? That means my Pokegear is already full of numbers, and we're like not even halfway through the game. Joey with his Rattata, Wade, Liz, Ralph, Gina, Todd, Jack. When was the last time Wade called me? Let's see if you're useful. I'm the flower shop's Floria. Listen, listen. When I sprinkled water on that wiggly tree, it jumped right up. It just has to be a Pokemon. I bet it would be shocked out of its disguise if you soaked it. I know, I'll tell my sister and borrow her water bottle. Shake, shake, shake. Oh, I don't have a Pokemon that can cut right now. Oh, I can't ride my bike in here. I can ride it at the park. Hey, Sunkern, you want to show up? Nope, a Nidoran showed up. Nidoran is more reliable than you, Sunkern. Let's get healed up and take on Whitney. Oh, actually, we should check the flower shop first, see if we can get that squirt bottle. I'm probably gonna try to capture that Pseudo-Woodle off stream, by the way, guys. So just giving you guys a heads up, because I don't want a soft reset for all eternity here on stream with you guys. I imagine that will not be very fun. Oh, the entrance is here. When I told my sis about the jiggly tree, she told me it's dangerous. If I beat Whitney, I wonder if she'll lend me her water bottle. Hint, hint, huh? You want to borrow the water bottle too? I don't want you doing anything dangerous with it. Yo, champ in making. This gym is home to normal type Pokemon trainers. I recommend you use fighting type Pokemon. There's one trainer that you can trade with to get a Machop. Oh, you are a cute little trainer. I like you, but I won't hold back. Oh wait, they're normal types. Why am I leading with Ghastly? Yeah, you can't do diddly here. They can't do anything to you either, for the record, but... This is Heracross's time to shine, I guess. So, what do I need to start doing by next stream? Need to level up that Nidoran, and the other Nidoran. Try to catch that stupid Yanma. Catch the Pseudo-Woodle. And I guess any other Pokemon that might be along that route. As long as I don't have to encounter trainers. And it's not something story related, like delivering something, then I'll be doing that next time on stream. What? Ghastly is evolving? No, the heck it's not. I think I'll also keep trying to keep at least the main team above level 10 of whatever it is we're encountering. Oh, Mareep is also not that level yet. Oh. We'll let Mareep handle the small stuff, or as the kids used to say, handle my lightweight. Give it your best shot, or I'll take you down. You are welcome to try. Oh, you got a Meowth. I want a Meowth. That's another Pokemon I have to catch. I have to catch Meowth, that's right. I can capture Meowth and use Payday and start gaining a little bit of money. Oh, she's got 2 Meowths. Beauty Samantha was defeated. No! Oh, Meowth, I'm so sorry. And we picked up the change you dropped. I taught Meowth moves for taking on any type. Really? Because all it did was use Payday. I just looped around for nothing. Oh, you must be good to beat me. Keep it up. Don't let my Pokemon's cute looks fool you. They can whip you. Same. Don't let my little Mareep let you think that you're gonna beat it. What, you got one Pokemon? You got a Snubble? I've got a Mareep. My Mareep knows Thunder Shock. My speed. Oh man, it lowered my speed. Oh boy. I mean, not that I'm worried, but I did not expect it to lower it as much as it did. I know Mareep's not exactly the fastest. Darn, I thought you were weak. Well, you thought wrong. Do my Pokemon think I'm cute? I don't know. That's a conversation for you and your Pokemon. I like cute Pokemon better than strong Pokemon, but I have strong and cute Pokemon. Oh, we'll see about that, Miss Last Bridget, who's sending out a Jigglypuff. Actually, Jigglypuff is pretty tough. Thunder Shock! Oh wow, Defense Girl. Of all the things you could have chosen to do, you could have tried to use Rollout. 364 EXP. Oh, you got another Jigglypuff. This is not over yet. Well, maybe you've learned a lesson since the last Jigglypuff and you won't use Defense Curl to lead. Or not. I'm using special attacks, so Defense Curl isn't even gonna help you. Oh, now Mareep is level 26. You change Pokemon? Yeah, go Heracross. Use Horn Attack. I'm not playing any games with Whitney. This Heracross is gonna do work. Oh, no, no, no. What, Mareep is evolving? No, it's not. I'm trying to beat Whitney, but it's depressing. I'm okay. If I lose, I'll try harder next time. Yeah, but doesn't she get to keep half of whatever money you have? I hope you're fighting her with, like, no money in your pocket, because that seems terrible otherwise. 135 and almost a half hours. Hi, I'm Whitney. Everyone was into Pokemon, so I got into it too. Pokemon are super cute. You want to battle? I'm warning you, I'm good. Oh, I remember. You traumatized a lot of people as kids. I remember your rollout was tough. I don't think I struggled with it as a kid though. I'm not taking any chances with you though. A fairy at level 18. Headbutt! Oh. Yeah, level 25 Heracross is gonna do what I need it to do. You're gonna use Miltank. And we're gonna use Headbutt. Oh, that did not do as much as I thought it was gonna do. Ha! Ha ha! That didn't hurt at all. Take this. Gonna use Rollout again. I can deal with it. Heracross, another Headbutt, end this battle. Heracross gained 856 EXP. Leader Whitney was defeated. Sob. Wah! You're mean. You shouldn't be so serious, you child, you. You're the one crying. They got 2,000 for winning and sent some to mom. Wah! Wah! Snivel, hick, you meanie. Wah! Wah! Snivel, hick, you meanie. Oh no, you made Whitney cry. It's okay, she'll stop soon. She always cries when she loses. Sniff. What? What do you want? A badge? Oh right, I forgot. Here's plain badge. Lee received plain badge. Plain badge lets your Pokemon use strength outside of battle. It also boosts your Pokemon's speed. Oh, you can have this too. Lee received TM45. What is that, rollout? It's a track. It makes full use of a Pokemon's charm. Isn't it just perfect for a cutie like me? No. Ah, that was a good cry. Come for a visit again. Bye-bye. Gotta loop all the way back around this gym. You won? Great! I was busy admiring the ladies here. Wait, so my name should be here, right? Winning trainers, Lee. Oh wait, I won! So I should visit you. Oh, you're better than Whitney? You'll be okay then. Here's a squirt bottle. Lee received a squirt bottle. He put the squirt bottle in the key items pocket. Oh wait, what? Don't do anything too dangerous. Wow, you beat Whitney? Cool. Let's go get our Pokemon healed. Do, 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 do. We have some time left over in the stream, about half an hour, so I guess I'll try to catch that Sunkern at the national park, and then if we catch it and we have some time left over after that, we'll spend the rest of that time seeing if the stupid Yanma wants to show up. I enjoy the music here, but Weedle. A level 10 Weedle. You should have already been a Kakuna and evolving into a what's it called, Beedrill by now. What are you doing, Weedle? And I'll swap out Heracross for another mainstay of the team. Get them to 26, I guess. We're already like 12 levels higher than most of the Pokemon here. We're higher than that, maybe even. Oh, so close, Heracross. You're almost level 26. And you did it. You got to level 26, and now your attack's 83. Alright, let's go deposit you on the PC. Let's put you down here. I guess Pidgey can be next. Will it be a sun kern, no teeter and then the male variety? I guess I will quick attack. You're worth a tackle, but not a quick attack. Actually, can a gust take you out? Not quite. Maybe after one more level up. Maybe it was a fluke. Let's try another gust. Hey, that one just had high defense. That was a crit, so that doesn't count. That's not cool, game. Don't do that. We want to see if it counts. We must see if it counts. Oh, not strong enough to take off the health off that female Nidoran. I guess this actually tackle would have been more than enough. Not a single Sunkern yet, by the way. Can you imagine how annoying it's going to be tracking down that silly little, what's it called? The Yanma? I had a brain fart there for a second. We missed? Who said you could miss? Tackle. Oh, even a quick attack's not enough to take it down, though. Tackle! Sunkern. Male! Sand attack. I want to blind you as much as possible. And that was a Mega Drain. Alongside Absorb? Oh, one had to get through at some point, right? Alright, now we'll bring out Mareep. We will Thunder Wave. Then we will swap out to, actually, maybe Ghastly would be best here. We can Lick, and Lick doesn't do much damage. That scared me a little bit. That did way more damage than I thought it was gonna do. Alright, Pokeball, go! Oh boy. It didn't even shake once. Don't tell me you're supposed to be some sort of rare Pokemon. Okay, that's more like it. Gotcha, Sunkern was caught. Sunskern's data was newly added to the Pokédex. It is very weak. Its only means of defense is to shake its leaves desperately at its attacker, the seed Pokemon. Okay. Oh, Liz is calling again. This is Liz. How are things going for you? Listen, listen. Goldenrod's gyms, Whitney, began battling only a little while ago, but the Pokemon League chose her as a gym leader. I bet she must be totally talented. Okay, I'll call you later. Wait. We're not chancing anything. Oh, I guess we're gonna try to capture the Yanma now. Let's see if it can show up before I cut off the stream. I doubt it. So we got our bike. We got our bike, we got the squirt bottle, we got a couple TMs, we caught a Nidoran male and female. We caught the Sunkern. We defeated Whitney. I'd say it was an overall productive stream. And then off stream for next week, I will try to capture... Oh my god, of course I roared. I will try to capture that Sudowoodo. I'm sure it'll take me all week. Just let the soft resetting begin. Oh boy, can't wait. Almost level 25. I guess I'll level up some Pokemon in the meantime as I hunt it down. Wow, Quick Attack's not strong enough to take it down? The strong Pidgey. 10 levels higher than it, and I'm still not able to take it down with a Quick Attack. Also, if an attack can connect and finish this fight off, I'd appreciate it. Alright, Pidgey, you grew to level 25. Then again, you're also supposed to be a Pidgeotto by now. If I actually let some of my Pokemon evolve, it'd probably be in like the 60s, like mid-60s probably in terms of Pokedex data. But I want them to learn as many useful moves as possible before I evolve them, because then they're gonna learn it at a much later time. I wonder if a Gust is enough to take down that Abra. I guess so. Can we Gust the Growlithe and have it be enough? Nope. He wants to make Kentucky Fried Pidgey instead. All of the low rarity Pokemon keep showing up except for Yanma. wild. Jigglypuff is probably great for EXP, yep. You know what? I should also try to capture the, like an extra Abra and see if I can trade it to that one person just so we can get a Machop for our decks. Another Ditto. You know, sometimes I notice a trend in the people that follow this channel. I have to wonder if they're bots just by their naming conventions, because I'm noticing here, and this could be purely coincidence, and if you are a real person following this channel and not a bot, I apologize for accusing you of being a bot, but hear me out, right? About 3 weeks ago, as of the last time I streamed that, 2 people follow me. Their names were Violet Vivianite and Big Bad Blakey. Notice a trend there? Then, as I scroll down to about 3 months ago, I see the Perfect Pepper. Right, as opposed to some of the other names that I've seen. Like Pika Asta, who's also doing a stream. I think they were streaming Valorant the other day, actually. Give them a watch. If you're into Valorant, at least. And Hawaiian Summer Wave. See, those seem like real people. Another Jigglypuff. I don't know. I just noticed that real quick here as I was looking at OBS stuff. I have to get healed up pretty soon. Probably make it to 26 before I have to rush back to a Pokemon Center. Actually, I can just drop them off in the PC and pick up someone else. And they'll get healed in the process. Bill has improved upon his PC system by allowing your Pokemon to get healed upon being deposited. Pidgey grew to level 26. What? Pidgey's evolving? No, it's not. I know you're dying to evolve, Pidgey, but trust me. When you learn all of your most useful skills first, you will thank me later. The question is, who amongst these will we raise next? We can deposit the Pidgey can definitely go back into the box for now. You already know I want to raise that, we'll do Rattata. That Gyarados. Gyarados was a game changer last time we were streaming Pokemon Stadium stuff, so Gyarados is definitely gonna be there to be leveled. Maybe you can learn some different techniques from my yellow counterpart. I don't think we're gonna run into Yanma. And I've got about 6.5 minutes left that I want to stream. But if Yanma can show up, I would greatly appreciate it. In the meantime, I'll just keep leveling up Pokemon in this area. I mean, I played Korean MMOs throughout my middle, high school, and college career, so I am okay with the grind. Well, as an adult, the grind is kind of killer. I'm not gonna be honest. There's not enough time to do anything, guys. Thinking about streaming too, just casually on non-Pokemon days, since I tend to stream Pokemon on Sundays. Maybe I can stream some other games in the meantime. Just whatever games for fun. Because I would like to get into the habit of streaming a little more often and not just only Pokemon. Although I do enjoy streaming Pokemon. We really didn't need to Hyper Fang that Abra. And I should be trying to catch an Abra to trade for that Machop. But if I'm gonna do that, I should probably send out Ghastly first. I think that's the issue since I'm leveling Pokemon. Jigglypuff. Alright, we got about 4 minutes left before I'm gonna be probably calling it quits. Maybe a little sooner than that, so that I can put in my plugs. Plug my socials, rather. And regardless of whatever the Yanma is, I'm gonna catch it because I'm not putting myself through this. Like if it ends up being a female, I don't even care anymore. Like I don't care. This is taking way too long. The Sunkern wasn't too bad. It was worth doing it for the Sunkern. Yeah, I'll just do this off stream too. Jigglypuff again. I'm telling you, all of these like low percentage like Pokemon, 5% chance, 4% chance showing up, all of these showing up and not a single Yanma. Yeah, I don't think it's gonna happen, guys. Not on stream anyway. I mean, I will 100% keep trying. At least Rattata made it to level 25. It's gonna try to evolve. Yeah, so I don't know, guys. I don't think that Yanma wants to cooperate and show up. But we're doing pretty well otherwise. So let's go ahead and start plugging in our socials now. There we go. Or it doesn't want to work. I guess it doesn't want to work. Oh, I'm an idiot. There we go. Whoops. So, if you want to know when I'm streaming, you can go ahead and give me a follow over at twitter.com/LeeMustang. I will usually post slightly before when I'm going to be streaming on there. So you can use that as another little alert if you want to know when my streams are going up. And of course, give a follow over to this Twitch channel too if you want to see me stream some more Pokemon. And I'll see if I'm able to stream other games as well over time. It's a little difficult, but I'll see if I can squeeze in some other games and other days to stream, because I'd like to become a Twitch affiliate one day, and streaming once a week is not going to do that. And if you want to see what I'm adding to my game collection over time, or what I have in my game collection, you can give me a follow over at instagram.com/lee.mustang, so you can see what's up in there, what do I have in my collection, so on and so forth. I have a couple more stuff that I need to take pictures of lately to go ahead and upload on there. And of course, if you want to catch the previous VODs to this stream and other Let's Plays, long plays, reviews, and other things that I upload over time, go ahead and give me a follow over at youtube.com/LeeMustang, and it would be big help over there too. We're at 387 subscribers as of this video, so I would not mind eventually breaking into 400 and so on and beyond. So I want to thank you guys for watching, of course, and forget you, Yanma, for not showing up. Oh, 136 on the dot. That's nice. Alrighty, guys. So thanks for watching, and until then, take care.